So it all started almost 1 year ago, and I was launching Wired in Italy, and a very famous Italian scientist was in our first cover, Rita Levi-Montalcini, Nobel Prize laureate for biology, like 20 years ago. She was turning 100-year-old in those days. In an interview, she said that the most important invention of the past century was the internet. And I was amazed, astonished, because she's such an old woman, and she's a scientist. She's not a young blogger or a person fascinated with file share movement or piracy. She's a scientist, old, and she's fascinated by the potential of the internet. So I started thinking about why it was so important, because my answer was that the internet is no more a network of computers, it's a network of people, a network of humanity. And it changes completely our life, the way we live. And so I started realizing that probably internet is the first weapon of mass construction, the most important platform that we ever had to communicate, to share knowledge, to build bridges instead of walls. And I started realizing that definitely it's a tool for peace. And so in June there was the political unrest in Iran, and I was following all the Twitters from Iran and watching the video, and so it was so very, very impressive for me. And so I decided that probably the best person to be the face of this kind of movement that I wanted to launch was Shirin Ebadi, Nobel Peace Prize laureate of year 2003, and she's from Iran. She's a wonderful woman, full of passion and brave, and an activist. And so I tried to get in touch with her. It took me like the whole summer to try to reach her, and finally to explain to her what I had in my mind. And I had a manifesto ready, and I sent her the manifesto, and she said me, okay, I like the idea, I like the project, I will support it. And so in November we launched officially the campaign. We called it the Internet for Peace campaign. So we launched this movement, this campaign at the end of November, and in January Nicolas Negroponte joined us, and I started writing to Nicolas by like mid of December, and Nicolas is just the face of the internet. He has been the most important and provocative and brilliant person who told us about how the digital life was going to change our life forever. When he was running the Media Lab at the MIT, he was like an idol, an icon for me, and I was so glad that he could endorse the project. And he decided to come to Rome last week, and it was the mid of January, and he officially endorsed the project as a new ambassador. And I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just here in Oslo to see how we actually have to nominate the internet. We will not nominate the internet because the regulation of the institute does not allow it to make it. And so we will nominate the fathers of the internet, the person who make actually this network of computers. And the internet has been invented in a very long time. It has been a collaborative work of different teams in different times. And so we will nominate the leaders of the team for each era. And so Larry Roberts for the ARPANET period and 60 years, and Vint Cerf for the TCP/IP protocol, and Tim Berners-Lee for the World Wide Web. I know that there are so many other people involved in the invention of the internet, but there's no other way. Someone has to pick up the prize if they win, and the rule that not more than 3 people. And so next week I'll fly back to Oslo probably. With all the documentation ready. The real target is to open the eyes to the world about how important is internet in our life, and we should support the internet in every way, not to put limit to its freedom, to give broadband to everybody, to make clear and understandable that the sharing of knowledge is the real treasure of our era.